senses, the material tongue cannot chant. The material senses can only perceive the material. Our eye can only see gross material objects. Our ear can only hear material sounds. And the tongue can only pronounce material syllables. The tongue cannot utter the holy name, which is entirely spiritual and identical with the Sachit Ananda Rupa of the Lord, his form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Such a spiritual entity cannot be touched by the material senses. But the holy name is so merciful that it descends from the spiritual realm to enter the heart of the conditioned soul and arise onto the tongue. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that we can chant the real holy name only when we try to serve Krishna. To illustrate this point, he invokes the well-known verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which says, Atha Shri Krishna Namati na bhaved grahamindriyai sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva swarati yada. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders services by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. Quoted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 17.136. A face turned to service. The aforementioned verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says, in essence, when a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service to the Lord, Sevan Mukhe, then the holy name reveals himself as Shri Krishna. The Sanskrit word Sevan Mukhe literally refers to one whose face is turned to service. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Sevan Mukhe, being inclined to accept the Lord's name and form in service. That indicates that a devotee accepts Krishna in his heart and turns towards him by engaging his tongue and other senses in service. Then he can receive Krishna through hearing. The first and most important service to Krishna is using our time and attention in the service of the holy name. Gradually, one after another, all other services can be infused with Nama Seva. Very important point here. As we learn to receive Krishna through the ears by chanting in a mood of service to him, we begin to naturally perform all 9 processes of bhakti during Kirtana without even making an effort to do so. It all starts with present-minded and not absent-minded. Hearing, singing, and meditating on the holy name. Turn to Krishna while you chant. That is bhakti. The holy name is our first contact with Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that no one can ever understand him, save one who renders service unto him. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavanchasyasva tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tad anantaram. One can understand me as I am, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Bhagavad Gita 18.55. Krishna reveals himself only to his servants. From there, their specific relationship to him develops. Service is the starting point. Once we truly begin to serve Krishna, a little match is sparked in our hearts. Then, given the right environment, it grows until the full-blown flame of our relationship with God is ablaze. Let us pause here to admit something important. Unfortunately, most of us don't have an active relationship with Krishna. because there is already someone else at the center of our lives, ourselves. Day and night, we think in terms of I, me, and mine, and ask ourselves, do I like this or do I dislike this? Do I have enough of this? What will I do after I'm done with that? And so on. If we want a revelation of the pure name to take place, we have to take ourselves out of the center and instead place Krishna there. Yes, ultimately we must do so. In relationship to Kirtana, this means don't chant to enjoy nice Kirtana. Don't even chant to enjoy your private ecstasies. Don't stand in the way of Krishna. Put him in the center and truly chant for his pleasure. Wow. Chant with devotional attachment. Then you're on the way to receive Krishna within the temple of the heart in the form of his holy name. How Krishna decides to reveal himself once someone decides to chant in the right way is nicely described by Srila Jiva Goswami. First, a person must hear and chant the holy name to achieve purity of consciousness. Thereafter, when his heart has become pure, it is a fit appearance place for the Lord's beautiful form. As soon as the Lord's form thoroughly manifests in his heart, as a result of hearing description of that form, the bhakta experiences revelations about the Lord's qualities. As the Lord's qualities fully unfold, the defining characteristics, that is his unique interrelationship with each of them, are exhibited. Afterwards, when the Lord's name, form, qualities, and associates have completely manifested in the bhakta's heart, the Lord's pastimes blossom in their full splendor. The progression of sadhana has been delineated in this way with the intention of acquainting the bhaktas with the sequential process involved in the Lord's appearance within their hearts. Krishna Sandarbha, commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.18. Very beautiful section. So here, really the focus is about our service to Krishna. And then it is emphasized that the service really starts with service to the holy name. Chanting of the holy name, that is always in the beginning, because once we develop that connection with the holy name, all of the other services are going to be coming along with that. So sometimes, artificially we can try to do so many external services, but if your heart is not there, then that's just like external, absent-minded, just doing something externally because again, why? Like the second point clarifies, right? Because we are at the center of it and we are not thinking Krishna is at the center. Anything that we do, as long as we are full of ourselves and we are doing it just for our pleasure, it is not going to really get that true connection with the Lord. When we replace ourselves from the center with Krishna, and really even all of this chanting, even all of the services, everything is really for the pleasure of the Lord, that is when the true relationship and the true revelation, Krishna is also going to really reveal himself slowly to us. I think that's so important, because even with chanting sometimes, in the beginning, I remember too, right? Those experiences, sometimes it is dry, sometimes it is really full of emotions, our chanting, and it's like different levels of everything when you feel it. But now we understand that none of it really matters. We just chant anyways. It's dry, it's a plateau, it's up and down, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because Krishna is still seeing that in spite of all the hurdles, in spite of all the blocks, how are we consistently still chanting? No matter, it is not about me, it is not about how I feel and the emotions I get and all of those things, but rather it is really service to the Lord. And with that attitude, we just continue chanting.